anyone that thinks it's wankerish, off. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, you're an idiot. We're doing it to benefit more than just what it is about the golf, right? They all see that. But there's people on the outside that might look at it and go, oh, what are these guys trying to do?
Yeah.
But we do have a new captain for 2025.
Ooh, we can announce
I'm going to announce him right now. Captain for Ryder Cup Team USA 2025 is... Now you need a clap.
All right.
Oh, that nearly could have been catastrophic.
We're back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to an episode of Playing Through. Yes, you heard that correct. It is called Playing Through now. We are no longer TGC Unplugged. We've evolved from a podcast, we've decided. We are now a talk show. We're going to be bringing on different guests. We're going to be bringing on different people, talking about different topics, a range of different topics. Mostly golf, but I think we can probably...
branch out.
We can branch out.
Yeah.
Try a few different topics and see how that goes.
Talking on that, it was funny because my I just got back from Melbourne and I was chatting to my uncle, and he was just saying it's pretty cool. He listens. He was just saying it's pretty cool how it's not, you would think, like a golf podcast or now like a, what do you call it before? What's it called now?
Talk show.
Talk show. Yeah, talk show would be all based around golf, but now that we've delved into like men's mental health and just mental health in general for everyone, and health journeys and different other things is pretty cool. So I definitely see the route that we're going now with this will open a lot more doors, and I think what you're about to say from the survey is what people wanted. So got to give the people what they want.
I think we're connecting with people in a different way too, which is really cool to see. Definitely the messages that I've been getting through Messenger and the emails and all the rest of it, it's all been positive, and people taking to this in a way that I didn't think they would. Like, I thought that they probably wanted it to be a bit more, like, we still banter and we still the rest of it. But I've definitely seen that people are wanting that little bit more realism, a bit more rawness, and a bit more like, what are you really thinking? Not, don't put on a show, just what are you really thinking? So that's really cool. Right, so you bailed on us for probably the biggest event of the year, the best course in WA. You went to Melbourne.
Yes.
What was Melbourne about? How come you went to Melbourne?
It was kind of like a spontaneous, originally meant to go over with Dad and was catching up with my two uncles, which are his brothers, which they're mad Tiger supporters. And I'm lucky enough that I don't know if many people will know this. I think some people will, that I'm a member of the MCC, which is quite prestigious, probably more prestigious than Lake Carrinup. So
MCC?
Yeah, Melbourne Cricket Club.
Oh, okay.
So a quick background of that is when I was 6 months old, my auntie was working for Richmond. She put me on the list. When I turned 15 for my birthday, I became a restricted member. When I was 25, I became a full member, and now I'm 35. So just to put that into perspective, if you were to sign up now, you wouldn't be a restricted member until 60 years later.
So what's the point? Why sign up?
Well, it's just like just the areas that you can get into for the ground, the seating, like you can go to luncheons. It's all reciprocal rights for.
Oh, okay. So it's like golf clubs in a way, like
yeah. But it's funny. It's very. You go there and you know that you're in the members, but it's also it's a nice mix of young and old and that. So, but the seats are cushioned. Like your beers are off tap. Like it's all you're in drinking pints out of glasses. The food's like it's not like a meat pie. It's all like it's really nice stuff. So it was good. Yeah. So I went to Melbourne, 3 games of footy. Caught up with a mate. Played 9 holes of golf with hire clubs. Fucking hell.
How did that go?
Oh mate, actually,
did you play better?
Funnily enough, I obviously no expectations. I hit the first 4 greens in reg and hit the fairway. And I 3-jabbed every one of them because I was putting with an Odyssey putter, which was like, had 13-degree loft on it. So I was like, and I had to wear the glove because the grip was so worn down. But no, it was good fun. It was good fun. Melbourne was really good. Come back with heaps of energy. So I'm excited to get stuck back into work and some golf over here and pick back up the new Wilsons again and get going. So
nice. How are those clubs treating you?
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I played Seaview and just saw a lot of good signs. So I'm just excited now to get back into playing. So I'm finishing up. Unfortunately, I'm finishing up at Gosnells as of the end of June.
Well, as a member, you're done.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put my membership on hold as a non-playing member, which I think is like $450.
Is it what, you're not playing enough, or what's the story with that?
Yeah, not playing enough. Like, well, we're almost playing every week now. We've got an event every week, and I'm training down at Melville because they have the full driving range. Mm-hmm. So I love Gosnells. It's awesome. I've met so many great people. I'm still going to stay in touch with all those people, but for me, it was a money factor thing. Like, Tash and I got a couple of holidays coming up next year. Like, we want to go to New Zealand. I think Clarkey and myself have been talking about a pretty elite golf trip in May next year. So that you may have, I think he's touched base with you about that as well. So there's a lot of things coming up, and unfortunately in life you can't have everything. So
yeah, I feel you. Like, I'm a member at Melville, and they make money off me. Like, I don't play nowhere near enough to facilitate the actual, for what it costs. And it's funny because they even say that to me, like, we never see you. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to lose my membership, and I don't want to downgrade, because you know what happens is, as soon as I need the membership and I need to play, I don't have it.
I know that's going to happen for me in summer, but I've also worked out that if obviously now having so many friendships and being within the industry, blessed to know people to be able to say, hey, can I jump on Real Frio? Can I get a tee time, Hartfield or wherever? Like, you're never going to not have a tee time to play golf, I feel. So
do you think golf clubs will eventually get pissed off at us for that? Do you feel like golf clubs would look at us and go, you're actually costing us money, taking memberships away, because now players aren't buying memberships to us because they get to play everywhere else? Do you think, like, genuinely, do you think that's a problem for them?
Do you mean as in, like, they'll look at like
us coming along, like, there's so Golf Collective offers the opportunity to play on any course at any time. Well, not any course any time, but with the social golf, you got the freedom to play wherever. You still have to pay for your rounds, obviously, but then the hosted events, you get to play on the Perth's best courses. Yeah. So, and because there's events so frequently, you don't get to play. Like me, I don't get to play at Melville often enough. So, I should cancel my membership because I don't play there enough.
Yeah.
So do you think clubs would look at it and be like, oh, these guys are costing us memberships? Do you think that? Like, genuinely, I'm just interested.
I don't think so, because you look at you look at who we have in our membership, like our membership base of however many it is, especially
452.
Yeah, exactly. We're almost there, almost 500. But it's no, you look at like your Brodies, your Matt McGills, yourself. Then I know like Liam as well. Like we've all, there's people like Brenton Gibbons, Keegs as well. Pardon me. They're all members of golf clubs, but then they're also playing with us as well. So I don't know. And then I think you've got those true blue people who are, you call them like home club handicappers.
Oh, yes.
They don't go anywhere else. They just don't go anywhere else, not unless there's ground under repair or something's being done at the course where they can't get on, God forbid, and they're going to go play.
Loyal members.
They're loyal members, and they're happy to play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and they just play Gosnells, or they just play Melville, or they just play Joondalup, and that's fine. That just suits their lifestyle. That's what they do. And I've pitched TGC so hard to a couple of the guys at Gosnells, and they're just like, Jimmy, thanks, mate. We appreciate it. We know you're doing awesome stuff, but we're just not going to come and play. And I used to get butthurt, but now I'm just like, that's cool. It's not for everyone. Like, we're not for everyone. But I also think I can't see why clubs would be upset at us. The only reason I think a club could be upset is if we come on the course and don't treat it well, or that's the only reason. So
I think to maybe unpack that a bit, right, and give. There might be people listening who are members of these clubs, who are the home club handicappers that don't go anywhere else and just play there.
Yeah.
And they're the people that see clubs like us come along, we use their course, we take off, we disappear, and then they're all angry that we're there, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, why do we let social groups onto our course?
Yeah.
I mean, to those people, I think maybe what they don't realise is the amount of revenue that clubs like us, PGN Future, all of those bring to their course.
Oh, massive.
Right, it's extra money that on a day that they normally wouldn't have members
or an afternoon or something. Yeah.
We're spending money on the green fees, and we're not one of the clubs that ask for discounts. We pay what they tell us. We don't sit there and go, oh, hey, look, we're bringing 50 players, we want a discount. We don't do that. It's up to us to make it work.
Yep.
And then, we at least try to make sure that we are getting people to stay back, to spend money at the bar, to buy food,
Yeah.
you know, and that sort of stuff. You know, buy a ball marker, buy a towel, buy something from the pro shop, help the pro shop guy.
Yeah.
So to those members out there who are members of those courses, like there's no feeling from a social club that they're coming out there to exploit or use your course. Like it's we just want to experience it, and we treat it with the utmost respect.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny, you know, like it's not a us versus them or anything like that sort of thing, but I've definitely fallen into that category of being the member of Gozzles, and then say, for example, like a PGN being on a Wednesday, and then me finishing work early and then being like, why are all the tea times full? Like, why can't I get on a Wednesday? But really, you should technically be at work, you know, like this is a tea time, like where they've worked out the ladies play in the morning. So it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think they should get angry. At the end of the day, you're letting people onto your course. Like, you should be wanting to showcase it, as long as it's not upsetting, you know, the apple cart. Is that the saying?
Yeah, look, obviously, and this is good too, because a lot of people are like, oh, why do you always play the good courses on a Monday or a Friday or whatever? It's because we are only allowed...
Their prime times are Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. Like,
we're only allowed on the quiet time. So
yeah,
should be grateful that we're even on there at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, and it works both ways for our members and for the club members, that, you know, there's benefits for everyone in it. And no one's there to use one or the other.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about experience.
Yeah.
I always have said too, I see us as a stepping stone into the private club world. I don't expect our members to stay with us forever. I'd love you to.
Yeah.
But we're more about teaching you so that you're ready to step into that private club world. You're not going to feel scared, embarrassed. You've had heaps of comp rounds under your belt with us. You can now step in there. You might even teach them a thing or two. There's still members at my club at Melville who
struggle with sort of things.
Don't know the right etiquette, don't know the right rules. And I'm like, you guys really need to come to TGC and come to an event or two. And even just as a guest, you can learn some of these things.
I feel like as well, when people ask me now, they're like, oh, what's TGC? Like, I don't see it as a social group. I feel like a social group is guys that, like, you know, will jump on their phone, create a group chat, be like, boys, we're heading to I don't know, let's just say Whaleback. Well, book 3 tea times. Let's catch up, and that's social golf.
It's socializing, like with
that's
golf for secondary.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I feel like a social group is.
I feel like we're primarily golf, and then secondary to that, we're social, and then thirdly, which is all encompassing, which brings it all together, is we're a community.
Yeah,
a community / family, and that's one of the best feedback that I've been getting through that survey. Is the family feel that we have. Yeah. And, you know, I'm a family person, you're a family person, we come from big families, all the rest of it. So, of course, it's in our nature to just, I don't care who you are, I'm going to wrap my arms around you and you're going to be my best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
So, too bad if you don't like it.
I think that's why, and you definitely do feel that vibe, because it's funny, like Tasha always says, she's like, oh, who's texting you now? And I'm like, oh, that's Craig, or that's like Jordan. Who?
I know.
And I'm like, oh, from golf. Well, yeah, you've probably met them. No, I haven't.
Dude,
no,
Vanessa,
I'm like,
I know. Vanessa's the nosiest person in the world. She has to know everything that's going on at any given time. She's like, who are you speaking to? And what did they say? And then I say, oh, it's such and such. And sometimes I'll be like, you don't know them, so there's no point. Oh, but tell me I might. She never does.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it was Ben.
Might know them.
She's like, Ben who? And I'm like, Ben Hart. She's like,
no. I told you. You know, 30 seconds ago, I said you weren't going to know this person.
Yeah, so there's all these names coming out at her now, and she's just like, nah. But she still asks, which is kind of cool anyway.
Ask the question. Yeah, but if they didn't ask, we'd be upset at them.
Yeah.
Why are you paying attention? Why don't you don't care what I'm doing? Like, I'm trying to build an empire here. Like, yeah.
Can't keep us happy.
But well, tell me, how was it? Obviously, Melbourne was elite. I loved it. By the way, pies, 1 point, big freeze. Let's go. Bleep it out. Don't care. Up you, D's. Unbelievable. Great way to top my weekend off.
I can't even watch the football because I'm one of those sad people that follow the Dockers.
But well, you had a bye, so you were guaranteed. I mean, you're not going that bad. You've had 2 wins before that, but
I think the only team that's able to lose a bye is West Coast.
Yeah, that's a win for them. But no, how was carrying up?
Yeah,
I saw there was a massive name on the tee sheet, Brett Rumford.
Mate, that was so good to see him out there. And you know what? Brett Rumford is like one of the most just he has charisma about him when you're around him. There's an aura, there's a feeling, and he's
of course.
And you know what? There's no wankerish about him. He's like genuine, talks to you like just like talking to anyone else. And silky smooth swing. I had the pleasure of following him around for a bit and taking some photos. You would have seen a couple of the photos.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, nice. They were good.
Oh, he made the photos look good. It wasn't me. That was all him. But just the way he was, just cool, calm, collected. Played his golf, had some fun, had some banter with the guys that were in his group, and
nice.
So good to see. And I hope that there's other pros that have seen that now, and if they want to come along to one of our events, come along. Like, we're not going to say no. We want you there, because I tell you right now, when I've carried out the survey, and we'll go through that a little bit later. Some of the feedback that we've got is they'd like to see more content around like advice from pros. They'd love to see more pros at our events, and get the opportunity to play with them. We had people suggesting to run TGC Pro-Ams, and I know that within our network, within our reach, we've got access to heaps of pros.
Yep.
So if there's any pros out there listening, probably aren't just yet, but in a year's time, you'll be watching this.
Yeah.
Look, hit us up. Come out and play.
Yep.
You can come on as a guest, because the members will love having you there, and I think it'll be beneficial for everyone.
Yep.
They'll take something away from it. Our members will definitely take something away from it.
Yep.
And I'll be there just
and you'll feel
like,
exactly. And you'll feel like Scotty Scheffler, because we're all hacks. So
I think it's and hats off to the people that played with him. Was Jake, Dave from Big Rigs, and Drew, because everyone was around the first tee watching and waiting for Brett to tee off, and he teed off last, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So we watched everyone else tee off, made the pressure.
How did Drew go? Because I know Drew's been getting a few lessons from Rummy, and
he
talks very highly of him.
No, he did well.
As a guy too.
Yeah, look, Drew's in a massive improvement stage, and he's so obviously passionate about his golf, and he's trying to improve himself, which is awesome to see.
Yep.
But second to that was on the course, some of the photos that I took, it was so cool. Like at the end of every hole almost, Rummy was just giving these three guys like playing lessons, and just all this. You knew that he was giving out nuggies. Like he was giving out those golden ones, and they were coming out. And like, there's one photo that I took, and is
that the putting one?
I'll find it and I'll put it up, and you can just see all three guys like they're so invested in what he's saying, and I just love that.
Yeah.
On the driving range, he was showing Drew about the tees. I don't know, you would have seen that photo. He was explaining.
Yeah, I've already changed my bag. I've already changed my bag. I've seen the golf chat where it is. I've already changed my bag. That's all gone. I'm sorted. So.
Those things are the 1%ers that you just won't get anywhere else. And I think like that's something that I really would love to see more around TGC. And we're getting that not now just from the golf pro aspect. We're now getting industry professionals in their own industries coming towards us. So we've got, I'm not going to announce it yet, but we've got a chiropractor that's coming on board. He's actually a good friend of mine. Dr. Andrew Lechner, he is amazing, an amazing chiro. He's responsible for taking care of a lot of the top CrossFit athletes.
Yep.
Knows what he's doing. He's gonna be sharing some of his expertise with us at Mount Lawley. He'll be alongside Anthony.
Yep.
They'll be there looking after the players, and then we're going to host a night too where he will just really dig in deep about your spine, the impact that golf has on your spine, things you can do, like like deep diving stuff. So not only having the golf pros there, one element, that's awesome. And then having the other side of it too, where someone that can take care of your body, both on professional levels, I think, wow, insights like that.
Yeah, you sold me. I think like it can be looked at in a way of a bit of wank, like having, I remember I was a bit skeptical of like having Anthony down at the thing, but I mean, I was the one who pushed the idea to you saying like, get him down and, and just allow people to sort of like be in his presence and get a quick massage, or my shoulder's sore, or my trap's sore, or there's something playing up in my lower back, and feel that. And I remember like Drew now goes to him regularly, and when Drew got off that table at the round of Gosnells, which was last year in November, he was like, oh my God, mate, this is unbelievable. So for us to be able to have like what you were saying to me earlier in the week about like a little like health hub or players hub, like where
athletes hub,
that's it. Yeah. It was coming to me like an athletes hub. Like it sounds wanky, but it's almost like where, this is us. This is what we care about. And it's completely different to what anybody else is doing. And it's cool. It's exciting. And it's like that, you talk about that night that we're going to have, like I'll be there. I know my old man will probably come. Like there's other people, not just people who play golf, because like looking after your body now is, I'm a big advocate for it, is so important. Not just for golf, but for life, to be able to grow old and still be able to do stuff. You don't want to get to 60 and be fucked. you know, or 70 and be like, oh, I can't do anything now. I'm going to live for another 15 years, but the last 15 years of my life, I'm just bedridden. So
yeah, I think also too, right? Just to go further on that, I think people who look at it as wanky, you've got it all wrong, right?
Yeah.
We're not paying these people to be out there. These people, that's their job, that's their career, that's their livelihood, right? They are taking time out of their own days to come out there and be there for us, right? They're supporting us. Yeah. So that's their business. So the least we can do is support them. And we support them as a community by giving them the opportunity to showcase their brands and their product and whatever on to a demographic they probably normally wouldn't have the reach to. And to have it right there at their fingertips, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So anyone that thinks it's wankerish, off. Like there's no other way to put it. Like you're an idiot. Yeah. We're doing it to benefit more than just what it is about the golf, right? Like you touched on, life, the health benefits, life benefits, everything, man. Yeah. So, and it's really starting to shine through now that, especially our membership base, they all see that. But there's people on the outside that might look at it and go, "Oh, what are these guys trying to do?" Yeah, yeah, like, get off your high horse and come get a massage.
Come along and see. So,
but touching on that, how's your game at the moment? How's things going with that?
Well, what are we sitting at? 10.8 is the handicap. I feel like I've probably been playing to maybe like a 14 or a 15, just been a little bit off it. But I've also, I was listening to something the other day and I've just really sort of like come back to reality and taking all that pressure off myself that shooting to your handicap is actually a really, really good round. Like if you have 36 points, you've had a day. Not like, and if you shoot 40, you've played phenomenal. Like don't think that, and I think a lot of us do. Like we rock up to golf courses, and we think I'm going to have 36, and that's a great mentality to have. But also, I played Seaview, and I think I had 3 wipes. I had 3 wipes, and I had 32 points, and I had 17 points at the turn, and then I had 15 on the back. But during that, like I felt like I played so much better than 32. And then every time, like I'll obviously digest the round, and then we'll go away and chat with Clarkie. And Clarkie played with me that round, so he was able to see it. And he's like, man, he's like, there's a lot of good to take out of that, you know. And sometimes you get so caught up in the score and all those things or your handicap, and I didn't shoot to this, or I could have done this, I could have done that. Whereas when you step out of that box or that bubble and you look back at it, you go, I actually played really well. And 32, like to shoot, I believe like 31, 32, 33, like if you, like that's good golf. Like I haven't actually shot in the 90s for my last 6 rounds. Whereas before it was like 94, 86, 98, 88. Like there was no consistency. So I feel like I'm just sort of like, you know, when you're hitting balls and your dispersion starts to tighten, that's what I feel. Like I feel just my scores they're just starting to tighten, and the wheels are in motion. So I'm just oiling them up, greasing them up, getting ready for the second half of the year, and
getting ready to pounce.
Yeah,
or strike because you're a Spartan.
Yeah, getting ready to strike. But no, the game itself is, you know, like I don't know if I would say it's at a good spot, but it's not at a bad spot. Mentally, I'm in a really good place with it all.
That's what's most important, my man. Men's Health Week this week, so it's always good to check in and make sure that you're good. And I know I've done that to a few boys this week and just checked in with a few. One gave me an absolute scare. I'm not going to mention it, but you know what? Send the message, make sure they're okay. It's more important than not. So, I think
mentally good and ready to play some golf. To play some golf with no expectations and just see what happens.
It's the best way to play, no expectations, because you set expectations and you know what, you're starting to put restrictions on yourself. You're restricting your ability to actually go play golf. Yep. I've always been a big advocate of go out and play golf, not golf swing. Save playing golf swing for the range, because that's where you play golf swing. Yeah. Excuse me. But touching on that, so 30 points for me, like 30 points up is a good day. Whenever I go play golf, hello Missy, Missy's behind you. She's making another appearance. She was in the unboxing video. She just wants to be part of the action. But going back to that, so 30 points for me is a good day. So right, anything above 30, I'm happy. Yep. When I shoot 36, it feels like 40.
Yeah.
And when I shoot 40, I'm like...
Feels like 50.
No, when I shoot 40, I'm like, so I should.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I get this arrogance after 36 and up. I'm like, exactly. That's
what should happen.
That's how I should play golf. And then, but like sometimes from 30 to 36, when you got like 2-3 holes to go and you're looking at it, you're like, man, I really need 36 points. I want this to be a 36-point round. You grind so hard for it. But I always feel like when I shoot 37 or above, I don't feel it. I have no idea that I've shot 37 or above. I'm not a leaderboard checker. I can't do it.
I try to stray away from that. Yeah,
I can't. It just it disconnects me from playing golf, and I would rather go and approach each hole just looking at that particular hole and what I have to do. And you know what? I just want to birdie every hole. Impossible. Well,
that's the mentality.
But that's the mentality. I look at the hole. I want to birdie it.
Yeah.
Not just net birdie either. Like I want a birdie. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care if I get a stroke. I want birdie.
Yep.
And that's the way I look at it. So yeah. The team's gone really good. You guys had a slow. Well, so did we though. Panthers and Spartans didn't really have a great month, but Vipers. You know what? I'm just glad to see Vipers coming back up.
I know they're creeping up now. Well, second, there's not much that separates second, third, and fourth, and really, you guys are probably the Panthers are probably going to take top spot. Let's be realistic. Captain really well. I have to give him his flowers because he always gives me shit after we do a podcast. Oh, you didn't even shout me out, mate. But Liam's captain really well. He's led from the front this year, so
he has, and he backs himself in. He shows up, he plays, and he plays well mostly. So,
yeah, exactly. Oh, he's put in the hard yards as well. So well done to him as a captain. But I think Royals having like these match play points are massive. So I've just spoke like we're going to get someone into it against Bretters anyway because it's Spartan v Spartan. I think it's Craig versus Danielle, and then he's going to go on to versus Bretters, which is the semi-final, and then you've got two Royals. You got Ray and Drew. So they're guaranteed a berth. The Royals are guaranteed a berth, a guaranteed 250 points. So. Oh man, it's tough. It's tough because if they get 500, they're going to scoot away. So
they'll be right on the Panthers' ass. Is no other way to put it. They'll be right up it because I think they're about 500 points behind at the moment. So yeah, they'll be right there.
What do we get? What just out of curiosity, you get 100 team points if you win an event.
Yeah, so 100 for first, 75 for second, 50 for third.
And that's just the top. They're just the top three. That's how it works.
This is what it's all in the forums. Yeah. If the top three are all Spartans, those points are doubled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
that must have happened for Panthers then this year.
Twice.
Yeah. There you go.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was early on.
I'm calling out right now, looking down the barrel. Guys and girls from my Spartans, let's rally because we've got some points to make up. Let's come home with a wet sail. I'm going to put my hand up. I'm going to be leading the charge. Craig and myself are coming out for the best ball, which is now a 2-ball Ambrose.
Oh, mate, that was the Caitlyn Jenner of events. I don't know how that was set up in the system.
And we'll be taking that out. We'll be doing a podcast, and you'll be saying, "How the hell did you and Craig win?"
It'll be the same feeling as I had last year when you guys came out of nowhere.
Yeah, whatever the odds are, back us in because me and Craig we're going low.
Oh goodness. Well. We'll go back to speaking about golf game. My own golf game's not in very great shape. I still have not touched those clubs yet since I've had them fitted to me. I had the flu.
Haven't gamed them?
No, I had the flu, so I was really sick, so I didn't go out and play. I had the opportunity to go play last Sunday, and I didn't take it because I was like, nah, Lake Carranup's coming up. I'm going to play Lake Carranup, and it will be sweet.
Yep.
I didn't play Lake Carranup. I took myself off the list for Lake Carranup and gave the spot to a waitlisted player so that they could play.
You're a good man.
Yeah,
you're a good man.
But
it doesn't matter what people say about you, mate. I always tell them you're a good man.
Look, I do it for the members, and I then got all prepared to do media, so I was all set up for that. And then I think it was second last group. One of the people didn't turn up, and there was only a 3-ball going out second last, and I was like, oh, do I jump in? But I'd already fully committed to doing media, and I had an idea in my head of what I wanted to do with video, and I was like, nah. You know what? I'm going to get some really good video and photos of everyone. Yeah. And because it's not often that we get to play this course, and I think it's more important to have the memories.
Showcase that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We can sneak back out there.
Yeah, we can.
Maybe we should play around. Maybe we should do a midweek one.
We can. Rob Parker's got a 4 people. I don't know. Maybe we can hit Rob up. Yeah. 4 people with carts or something. We can. I don't know. Okay. Rob, if you're listening, hit us up, bro.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
But yeah, no, my game's not in great shape. I've got. I haven't touched those clubs yet, so yeah, didn't play Lake Carranup, and I was actually going to start getting into I said to Liam, right, grind mode. I'm in because I want to get set up for Ryder Cup, and
yeah, you do.
Yeah, today I went and I had to get surgery on my toe. I had a cyst on one of my toes that was growing out.
You're right.
So yeah, it's all benign and stuff, nothing to worry about. But went and got it cut out today, and then he's like, can't get your foot wet for 2 days, don't do any activity for 5 and come back and see me in 7 to get the stitch out. So my idea to start my grind, and this is something that I'm going to commit to, I'm going to document, because this is another thing, we're going to go into the survey next, but this is another thing people want to see, more behind the scenes stuff to do with events and all this sort of stuff. And I'm going to do, probably call it like the race to the Ryder Cup. And it's going to be my prep. And I'm going to treat it, because I haven't really practiced, like, remember how like I was super focused on practicing?
Wednesday nights, out there for like 2 hours.
Almost every day I was practicing. So right, like I was doing all that. I've not done any of that since the start of the year. TGC's just been too crazy. So I think it would be cool. I'm going to document it, especially for the beginner golfers, newer members, to see, right, I'm going to start as a beginner in my mind. So I'm going to go back to the basics, grip, posture, alignment. I'm going to go see my coach. I'm going to get him to look at my swing and just go, right, where are we? Yeah. I've got 6 weeks or whatever it is, 8 weeks until Ryder Cup. I need to get sorted.
When is Ryder Cup?
Middle of August. So that's coming up.
So 2.5.
Yeah, and you're captaining that, hey? You're captaining Euro?
Yeah. I'm going one more. This will be my 3rd time captaining, and we need to stop the
Have you won as a captain yet?
Not yet.
Whoa.
Not yet. So this is my year. My team, I was saying to you before, my team have rallied around me. I've got 26 people, 26 Europe that are confirmed.
We've been Team USA. There's been some people within Team USA talking, and we've been just waiting to pick our moment to put our team together. So that's all going to start happening from the start of next week.
Yep.
I've got a big announcement to make that I am not going to be captaining Team USA.
Yep.
You can hear them all. Oh no.
Yeah.
But I will be taking the vice captain role. Yeah. But we do have a new captain for 2025.
Oh. Yeah. We can announce that.
I'm going to announce him right now.
Yeah.
That captain for Ryder Cup Team USA of 2025.
I bet, is it Corey Finch?
Is James Daisy Day.
Oh wow, yeah, okay, yep. I was like, hang on a minute, it can't be. He's a Spartan. No, but he is on USA. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
massive.
So I've spoken to Daisy about it. Congratulations, Daisy. You've been selected as team captain this year.
Yep.
I'll be vice captaining. I spoke with Daisy. He accepted the role. He's more than ready to take the lead and take charge.
Yeah, naughty.
He was like, "You're gonna have to help me." I was like, "Mate, don't worry. I'm gonna be there. We're gonna make sure that Jimmy feels this one."
I love this event. Like, I know we have Mount Lawley and Karrinyup and our majors and all that, but this event is
nothing like it.
There's not golf.
We're not friends on that day.
Yeah. Like, golf is very. It's an individual sport. You can play 2-ball Ambrose and you can play 4-ball Ambrose, and they're sort of like fun and stuff like that. But I think a lot of us, when we were younger, played like Aussie rules or soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, rugby, and we're very involved in a team. And even a couple of guys that I used to play at Bull Creek footy, like Geordie and Mark Ganners and Fraser and that, they're like, it's Fraser's first year, but those boys were like, man, what we did last year was amazing. And to feel that vibe and, like the bus and all those things. And I know this year's even going to be bigger and better, because I know that's just what you do every year. It gets bigger and better. But
my adrenaline's pumping now just thinking about it.
I know, man. I'm just like, I want it, but I'm like you. I want another 10 weeks to. This is me getting in the zone. Like, this is more important to me than the cup race.
Same. Yeah. And I said to Daisy, "You're not going to lose.
Yeah,
I'm going to be there."
It's huge for a three-peat. Like, a three-peat's massive. Like, that's big scenes.
I want him to feel what it feels like to
lift the cup. Yeah,
lift the cup, get that photo.
Yeah,
I want him to feel it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. Vibes are high. So yeah, no, I think will we open the event? Is that the plan?
Yeah. So what we're going to do, we got a new WhatsApp group community going.
Yep.
I have put out a link for it in the members area of the Golf Collective website. But what we're going to do, I'm going to really announce it next week. So there's going to be some separate chats in there. There'll be a Team USA, Team Europe, and then there'll be a bus chat too for anyone that wants to go on the bus. So
yeah, okay, cool.
We're going to use that community just to move people away from Messenger, because not everyone has Messenger.
Yeah.
And then it'll be good to just keep Messenger more private for private conversations. And then we know that if a WhatsApp thing comes up, it's obviously to do with TGC.
Yeah, okay.
And our whole community can be in there too. So
yeah,
they can organise social games within each other. There's a social games community in there that I've put in.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, "Hey,
so
I'm
it'll
playing
be
Friday,"
specific, like Europe, Team Europe, Team USA,
and they're locked.
The bus,
Yep.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And they're locked to, like, you can add people into Europe and I can add people into USA, and
yeah.
All right, just before, so we're going to go into our member survey that I put out, but just before we do that, and whilst I'm loading it up, US Open this week. Man, yes. how's that seaweed? I wouldn't even call that rough, man. That's deep.
This is my, like, to be honest, I'm actually really excited for this because it's going to be like +6, +7, the cut line. Like that's, we're going to see them struggle. And for some reason, us as shit golfers or average golfers, like we like to see that. No one wants to see a 30 under win and you got a birdie 12 holes, so I think 5 under or 4 under will win it. And
dude, looking at that rough, I don't think it's going to be an underscore.
Maybe a plus. Yeah. I'm actually rooting, and a lot of people are going to be against me for it, but I'm actually rooting for Scotty A.
I thought I saw Matty Heath or Ron Chopper. He put Scott Scheffler to not make the cut.
Yeah. I saw that on his predictions, but I don't know. I just think, look, if you're a smart betting man, you don't bet on this because it's like a needle in a haystack sort of thing.
It's lotto, man. It's full on lotto.
Yeah. So who's going to hit it straight? Who's going to hit it? I don't think long's really going to matter. I mean, maybe it is because Bryson hits it so long that he can hack it out and he's near the green, so it's easier to get up and down. But there's a 265 meter par 3. Like, it's crazy. So I'm waking up tomorrow, waking up early, gonna watch round 1 and get stuck into it. So I'll be able to come with a bit of info. But yeah.
Wow. Well, good luck to them all. Glad I'm not playing it.
They said Jason Day came out and said if an 18 handicap, who's a true 18 handicap, was to play off like the tees that they played off and everything like that he reckons they would shoot 150. That is 78 over par.
Dude, I wouldn't be able to get the ball out of some of that rough. Like I would have to.
That's what he said. Like your attack angle and your lie angles and how to get it out. Yeah.
What people don't realize, I think the closest I've ever got to playing any rough that's even remotely close to that, probably 2 courses. One was Denmark once upon a time when I played with Clarkey, but that's probably not as bad. But Secret Harbour was really bad once upon a time. That was really, really heavy and thick. And I remember like hacking at the back of a ball and it just got deeper and deeper and deeper until I'm like, I can't even see the ball. Like I've just wasted.
Take a drop.
Yeah.
3 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's good. Yeah. Who are you backing? So I'm going Scotty. I'm backing Scotty in, which I think he's paying $3, by the way. $3. The shortest Tiger ever was $2 to win the Masters in 2007.
Yeah.
I think that was the right stat.
I don't know. I'm feeling like
$2.
I don't know why I'm feeling either
Ludwig.
No, I'm feeling either Lowry or Foxy.
They've been up there as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Foxy to continue to continue on.
Yeah. Lowry or Foxy for me.
I like Foxy. I like Lowry. European boys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, I need an American.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
And I've gone Scotty, so no.
All right, we'll dive into this because there were 16 questions. I won't dig too much into them. Anything catches your interest, let me know. So question number 1 was how many events? Now, this is still running actually, by the way, and I'm going to run it till the end of June. Yep. Any member that participates in this survey, you go into the draw to win these 2 amazing wedges.
They'll be popping up.
From Wilson. Yes, they are incredible. We're going to run that draw first week of July live on our podcast. So please, look, this is valuable to us, this input, and be brutally honest. It doesn't help us if you
fluff it up. Don't fluff it.
And we can't, all we can see is the email address. I can't see who actually gave me the answers.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, just answer the questions. Be brutally honest. Don't care. We're not going to get butthurt. If anything, I'll be grateful because I'll be like, right, I'm honing in on that and I'm fixing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, please. Okay, question number 1. How many events do you ideally want each month? Now, we're talking about the 2026 season, sorry. So we asked, and we have 34 responses so far.
6.
You want 6 events per month?
Yep. Jesus.
Well, 41.2%, which is the majority, want 4+ events.
Yeah, well, there's my 4 or more is 6.
Yeah, 4 or more. 26.5% had no preference. 23.5% said 3 or more. There was no one said 1 a month, and only 8% said 2 a month.
Yeah.
So okay, you guys want more golf?
Yeah,
we've listened. We will make that happen. Yep. What's your preferred structure for individual league events? So we had the option of all individual events on the calendar should earn league points. The second option was select events can earn league points. So only like say 20 select events in the season would be league events. The rest of them would just be like social or Ambrose or whatever. And then the final option was I'm not fussed, just keep them competitive and fun. That was the number one response at 47.1%. People aren't that fussed. But then 35.3% said all individual events on the calendar should earn points.
I believe that too. Yep. Yeah. I think they all should.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you participate in a dedicated 2-ball Ambrose series? So that one we asked, it was just a yes, maybe or no. 47.1% said yes, and I'd play it monthly. Only 8% said no. So everybody else was either yes or maybe. So 47.1% for yes, 44.1% for maybe.
Yeah, okay. And that would, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to that, but so you just play once a month with your partner permanently?
I guess that's something that we'd have to look at internally.
You'd have to.
We just well, I'd probably say just keep it fluid and just let you play with whoever you want. There is
it's a series though.
Yeah, they maybe kind of like what Golfer Tour do it, where like the individual person racks up points based on where they finish, and it's still 2-ball. I don't know. I've got to look at it. I've not really dug too deep into the 2-ball stuff.
Yeah, sweet.
But again, like once we do set up the structure, another one of these will go out and be like, how would you like to be scored? Like, I can't stress this enough. We do this for the members, right? We don't do this for our own financial gain or anything like that. We are literally trying to build the best possible beast of a club community for everyone that's out there right now.
Yeah.
So this is why we do this, because we want to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll put one out and we'll see what people want. What stops you from playing more often? There's a few options here, but what I'll give you is the top 3 that stop people from playing. So in third place was cost at 32% of people say cost is a problem.
Yep.
In second place was the work schedule, 50%. And in first place was family and life commitments, 55.9%.
I can know that. That's a 4-letter word. Wife or kids.
Oh, just.
No, I think
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah. No, I think all those 3 are like,
It's the normal, right? But cost actually wasn't that high up there, which I thought probably would have been number 1.
Yep.
But number 1 is family and life commitments and work schedule, that's everyone.
Golf. So just quickly, I know we're buzzing through this, but just quickly, if you worked out, I think someone posted potentially on one of our posts or something through Per Social Golfers, but they broke down what like a full membership was like to play, like $3,000 played by, if it's $60 a round, like how it would work out and stuff like that. So it's not like golf is, unfortunately, to play on the more premier courses is a little bit more expensive, but you're getting what you pay for
100%
in a way. So
100%.
Yeah.
It's only going to get pricier too, I'm afraid. There's not much we can do about it.
Yeah.
But that goes into, there's other questions in here around that I'll explain. But number 6 was, are you confident in understanding the following formats? So I put a couple of formats out there: stroke, Stableford, Ambrose, match play, par, 4-ball, best ball, and 999, and combined Stableford. Almost no one knows what 999 is. I've got to be honest, I probably still don't even know what it is to 100%. So we won't be using that at all, not until we can teach everyone what it is. And then the second one that most people didn't understand was par. Par's a hard one. That took me a little while to understand when I was at Melville. But par essentially is like, if you don't make net par, you don't get a point, because bogey gets written off.
Yep.
So you got to make net par or birdie. But the shit thing about par is you don't get rewarded for birdies.
Fucking oath.
Literally,
if you have a birdie
you
putt,
get grilled for bogey.
Yeah. If you have a birdie putt, you just lag it up, tap it in for par, because you don't get anything. You don't get anything for it.
It's so hard. So what this really screamed out at me is, I'm going to focus a bit more on maybe doing some more educational content, just some more like, talking head video, like exactly what you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And I'll go through some of these things and explain it. Might even do them live, where I'll be like, look, 6 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to talk about par. If you want to learn about it, jump on, even if it's just 2 people listening.
Yeah.
If you want to listen, you want to learn. If that's something you're interested in, let me know, because I'll set them up. Because I think it's really important we educate members. Again, that's another thing in here that people have been asking for, educational content, which is question number 7. What kind of content would you love to see more from us? So this is an interesting one. It's actually like, there's about 6 or 7 answers that were just right up there. They're pretty evenly spread. I allowed people to tick all that apply. So the top answers, they're all really close, and I'll give you the top 4. So the first one was tips to improve my game. So that's overwhelming. That's at 64.7%. That's really up there. Event previews and recaps. So people would like to see some content around event previews. So maybe we'll do some, warm-up videos or something. I don't know.
Preview.
Yeah,
like,
so
as in the videos you've been.
I don't know. That's probably something that I'd have to dig into. I know that I've been getting a lot of feedback about the videos, and everyone's seemingly liking them because they can just watch it when they want. They don't even have to watch it. They can just be sitting down. They can listen to it, and it's giving them a rundown of how to,
Yeah, that's like a no-brainer. That obviously, again, that's more time and effort, but that is so much better than an email or someone coming up and be like, oh, I didn't read the email or whatever, like seeing that it's a lot more engaging.
I'll tell you, the video makes a massive difference because I had so many people actually messaging me and be like, hey man, I just want to double check about the dress code and I just want to double check about this. And I never get that when I send emails out. It just never happens.
Yeah.
So through the videos, and I've got even people who don't play golf who've been watching those videos and being like, oh, I never knew that they were so strict about, not wearing this and can't wear hoodies. Yeah.
Got to have your shirt tucked in.
So all of a sudden we're helping people who potentially will play golf one day.
Yeah.
That's already in there now.
Yeah. It's almost, like you said, it's almost like we're guiding these people for their golfing journeys.
Yeah, I love
their
it.
golfing lives. Yeah.
So there's pro interviews and advice. People want to see that too.
Yep.
22 people put their hand up for that. Discount codes and sponsor perks. They want to see more content around that. I suppose they probably just want to see more of that, which is cool. We're working on that. We're getting, and a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. I mean, I can't rattle them all off because we're on a clock, but thank you all for your support. And there's more coming on board, and we're happy to showcase them and give the members the perks that they deserve. It's awesome. I love it.
Can we mention now quickly our new one, Tradewinds?
Yeah, Tradewinds Hotel.
How good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How good.
So 10% off for TGC members, and I've opened it up to followers as well.
Yep.
So TGC #25, this code right here.
Yep.
Use that, and it will give you 10% off their best available price. So online price. So jump on their website, tradewindshotel.com.au, and book yourself a room. Nice facility. I went for a walk around there.
Because they had you out, didn't they? They came to you and asked you.
Yeah. They had an event for Golf WA nearby. I can't remember how the story went. But anyways, they got in contact with us. They seen us online. We had a chat, and they're like, "Yeah, look, pass it on." So
it's awesome, man. It's exciting.
Yeah, and we'll keep bringing more of that stuff for you guys. People want to see member stories too, which is really cool.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I went with the whole playing through talk show now.
Yeah.
So I want to invite members. If you want to come on this podcast, get in touch with either myself or Jimmy.
Yep.
You can pick who you want to talk to. We probably could do a 3-way soon. I will, if you're adamant you want to have a 3-way with us, that just there's no other way to say it.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. I'm down. I'm down if you're down.
It's only gay if you make eye contact. Actually, I can't post that. I have to bleep all that out. That is so. There's 2025. You can't say that shit.
No.
All right. Can't believe I just said that. Yeah, if you're adamant that you want to have a 3-way conversation with myself and Jimmy, look, we'll facilitate it. I'll make it work. But hey, I'm not going to be offended. Jimmy won't be offended. If you want to just sit down with me, or you want to just sit down with Jimmy and have a one-on-one, that's what this playing through talk show is going to be about. So please get on here and don't be afraid. Like, honestly, I'm still so bad at this. Like, I know people are like, man, you're doing really well with this. And there's also people saying you're doing really shit. Thank you, because you're the people that help me get better.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid. Like, honestly, it's a great experience. I know you love this stuff. You love being on camera.
Yeah,
love the sound of your own voice. Yeah. So do I. I don't care. I love it.
No, that's good.
Hey, if the people enjoy it and they're liking it and they're watching, good. That's all that matters to me.
Mate, people who have figured out over the journey that people that have a crack at you or give you shit about it. It's really just a bit of jealousy, isn't it?
It's like, I wish I could do that.
I've just come to that point in my life where I'm like, I just don't, and you can bleep this out, but I just don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me.
It's the way to go, man.
Except Chat GPT, what they wrote about me.
That was hilarious.
That was hectic.
That was so spot on that it wasn't even funny.
Harsh.
It wasn't
but fair.
Yeah.
Harsh but fair.
All right. When you register for an event, what's most important to you? The top 2 answers here was top 3, actually top 4. I'll go top 4. Yeah. Number 1 was the course. 85% is their defining factor on deciding whether to play an event is the course.
Okay.
That's interesting. That's going to be hard as we go on through the years. But you know what? We've developed some really good relationships with the courses.
Yeah.
We have a great reputation, and we just want to uphold that so that we can be invited back to these courses in the future.
Yeah.
Atmosphere and vibe was the second one. So 67%. When you register for an event, what's most important to you? Atmosphere and vibe.
Yeah.
And I love that we create that.
Yeah.
That's one of our key features. I love that. Third was price. Price is price. Not much you can do, 50%.
Yeah.
Ability to choose playing partners was the 4th.
Yeah.
So that's a sticking point, that one.
It is. It's tricky that because You can, and I know I do have some trouble with it, like almost every event, because a lot of people who sign up or haven't played with in a while, or like, oh, like I want to play with you, and I'm like, yep, awesome, like just pop it in the preferred playing partners, and then sometimes I have to feel like I've committed to a few people. So look, I do apologize if I've ever booked in a round with you and then gone, shit, I've got to change, or for some reason you've come to me and said, Jimmy, you need to play with this person for a certain reason. I do apologize. I'm trying now just to put myself in with randoms, but if you do, this is probably a good forum. So please, hopefully people are watching this. If you do want to play with me, just send, I know this is going to be a pain in your ass, but send Ruben a message or put it in the preferred playing partners and put it in capitals.
Look, I think
and then it will be seen and known.
Look, that's 100% the most important thing, because we don't just make the pairings up just like, hey, yeah, we'll put them with there. And there's so much method that goes into it. We have to think of pace of play. We have to think of ability. We have to think of rulings. There's so much that goes into selecting those groups. Now, there's a reason why it says preferred playing partner, because we will always try to give you your preference. But we can't guarantee it. Yeah. And like I said, there's so many other factors. We're not going to have time to go into it today, but we will go into it once I finish this survey. But yeah, there's so many that goes into it, so much that goes into it. So please don't get angry. If you ever see that your name's been moved, I know some players have expressed, their concerns about, I'll put this person, I keep getting moved. There's a reason for it. And I'll always give you the answer if you ask. If you're like, hey, why did I get moved? I will always give you the answer.
I think as long as we're also as well, keep in mind that sometimes for these events there's 70 plus people playing, or 40 or 50 if you have to text everyone and let everyone know. So maybe just constantly be check the night before, like check your group.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I don't mind moving people around, but as long as it's not the day before. Like if the tee
48
sheets,
hours,
hours. I think what annoys me is like when I send the tee sheet out 2 days before, that is the preliminary tee sheet. Something always happens that there's minor changes.
Yeah.
What I would like is within at least 12 hours of receiving that, send us an email or get in touch and say, hey, do you mind if you can just switch A, B, C, or whatever.
And we're happy to do that.
Yes.
We're happy to.
Once those GGID codes go out, that stuff's everything. Yeah, because that's where people then the next day start having problems with Golf Genius, because those codes are like, that's it. This is who you're playing with. That's who you're scoring. That's how it's working.
Yeah.
You take one person out of that and the system just goes...
shits itself. Yeah. Don't mess with the algorithm.
Yeah. And so, when it's at that stage, there's not much I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll always try and help. You know me. I'm not going to do it to be like, no, I don't want you to play with this person.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you like us to cap most fields at a set number? So I always thought maybe people just wanted to play in 28 to 36 player fields. So it was either yes, no, or I don't mind either way. 61.8% don't mind. So bigger field, smaller field, they don't care. Yep. 32.4% said no, the more the merrier. So that's some good feedback for us.
Yeah,
so that gives us some scope to work with.
Good.
Yeah. Would you be interested in playing Friday afternoon 9-hole twilight rounds in a fun social setting? I think who wouldn't?
Yeah.
That would be fun. And the survey says 61.8% said yes. So and then 29% said maybe, but almost no one said no. And I'll just skim through these because there was quite a few responses. These were ones that I left open for people to respond to. What's one thing that we're doing well that you really appreciate? I'll just quickly rattle through these. The trophies at majors, they feel very luxury. The teams feel, people love the teams feel. It's one of the big things that keep coming through here. Keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Atmosphere at events. No one feels unwelcomed. One big family. I love these things. I mean, this is the stuff that keeps me driven to just keep pushing us and propelling us forward.
Makes you feel good.
Absolutely. People loving the club choices and formats, member inclusiveness, social media aspect. You've created a close group of players. Make everyone feel like they belong. I mean, awesome. Thank you. Yeah. But I always ask what we're doing bad because that's what I really, really want to focus on.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that you wish we'd improve or introduce in 2026? So, group pairings could do with some work. That's what someone said here. I'll read this one out in full. I enjoy how you have the ability to choose playing partners, but then again, at the same time, it means there are less players socializing, and that's why we're there, right? Good golf and good people. Maybe a suggestion could be that at major events, you're paired according to handicap or something along those lines. It can be frustrating playing with pairings that are of totally different levels. Hard to pin it down to a solid solution, though. So obviously, that's a competitive player who at the big events wants to, I guess, play against people who are in similar handicap, which I guess makes sense. Those ones, they are our more polished events than the more prestige events. So, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what group you're off. You're still competing against that person. It is tricky because I understand sometimes like you look at Mount Lawley, for example, like that's going to be our biggest major of the year, probably. Like, let's be realistic.
Oh yeah, that one's going to be awesome.
With everything that's going on, but people put that in the calendar and they will message their mates to say, hey mate, like, let's do this. They've already created their 4-ball, put that as preferred playing partners. Let's play Mount Lawley. That's going to be a belter. And then all of a sudden, and those people are, because sometimes people only play monthly. We might have 4 events. We might have 4 events, but they just want to play with their mates, which is totally understandable. Fine. I get that. They still know a lot of other people, but it is tricky. There could be something that we do that could be like, look, let's just put 2 and 2, or it's tricky.
Welcome to my life.
it's like a pace of play thing. I mean, at the end of the day, we did say it about a couple of minutes ago that we love and we care for our members so much, but sometimes the stuff that we do is to help you, kind of like a baby, right? Like you let it cry.
I said this to a member recently who was upset about their grouping, and I was like, you don't understand this right now, but I'm doing this for you. I am doing this to protect TGC. I'm doing this to protect the members. I'm doing this to protect Pace of Play. I'm doing this to ensure that we get invited back to these courses.
Yeah.
So I think it got through, which is cool. And, that person, we're all good now. But it was a little bit of a heated argument. And you know what? Sometimes that's needed because it also helped me understand a bit more of what the members are thinking too.
Yeah.
So I always welcome that. Don't ever feel like you can't arc up at me. Arc up at me.
Yeah. There's always going to be problems or whatever within families. In communities, but I think the best thing about us is we're always open to say, okay, well, if we fucked up or if there's something that we've done wrong or if there's something that you want to come talk to us about, come and talk to us. Don't just hold that grudge and build it up and then just go, well, I'm not going to come and play golf for a couple of months because I'm pissed off at Ruben or Jimmy or I didn't get to play with this person or that person. Like, we will always try and accommodate to you.
Yeah,
that's just who we are.
Absolutely. Look at how many things we chop and change. We're still relatively new. This is what people have got to remember. We're still relatively new. So things are chopping and changing really quickly. But I think above all that, we're not afraid to make those calls because ultimately, when we look back in 5 years' time, and we've got this really, really cool community going where it's just everything's locked in. Yeah, everyone's going to be happy.
Be flowing and there are no dramas and that. Yeah.
So I'll quickly rattle through it. So we've got. People want to see the Par 3 shootout again. We are doing that this year. We've got a TWD Par 3 shootout. That's going to be really cool. Big prizes on offer for that. TGC group lessons. People have been asking for some clinics as well.
We did that with Luke.
We are going to do that. I will bring that in because it's been asked for. I will bring that in again. A female match play series has been asked for. That's a cool idea. And people would like to see some more social outings. Now, we will do that. I am planning on, in December, we'll do an Adventure World Day where everyone just goes to Adventure World on a Saturday. We just have a ball there. We all spend time there, go in the pools, bring your kids, whatever. We'll do a racing night. So it might be go-karting or it might be indoor simulator racing. We'll have some fun. Darts. We'll do maybe a movie night or something. I don't know. We're going to start incorporating that into 2026. So this is why we love this, because you ask and we will listen. If we can make it happen, we will make it happen. What is your dream addition to the TGC experience? Now, I won't go through all these, but the main one that keeps popping up is golf trips, interstate tournaments, international trips, TGC Pro-Am event. So this is where we need the pros. If the pros are listening, let's organise a Pro-Am. Let's come in and play with our members. And if some of you PGA professionals, it's a good opportunity to get yourself some students to coach. Introduce yourself, come out there, play. I know I love it, and I get to see how people play, and you learn so much from it too. So and then there's a couple more. I won't go through them all. This one I'll go through though. How do you feel about pace of play at TGC events? This was a really good one. It was really good to understand how people were feeling about this. So 76.5%, which is overwhelming all the other options, said mostly good, occasional delays, but nothing major.
Okay,
so I'll take
good.
That. That's good.
That's like an 80%.
Yeah, so most people are feeling like
70.
Most people are feeling that pace of play actually isn't that bad. So I've got to look at that a little bit deeper and just see, okay, what is our average pace of play? Is that actually bad? Because if it is, and 80% of us think it isn't, then there's something that needs to be done about it.
Yeah.
So good data. This is awesome. And you know what? People are probably like, man, you're feeding all this data. All the other clubs are going to listen. Good. It means they're watching the podcast. You just hit subscribe while you're there and like and share.
We forgot to say that. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. There was a question about do you have a child under 16 interested in golf? 55.9% do. So as you've seen, our junior series, Wilson's getting heavily involved in that. next year that's going to take off. That's going to be awesome. So
That
we're
was,
going to bring back
28th of June is the next one.
I believe so. Yeah, Alicia and Roland are in charge of all that. But yeah, we're going to be we're going to start focusing on the next generation of golfers.
Yeah.
Golf WA are doing a great job with it, with the crunch and sip and all that sort of stuff. We want to offer something that probably not that theirs is overly competitive, but I want to give them a stress-free environment. Chuck a bouncy castle up and let them have some fun. And
at the end of the day, they're just kids.
They're just kids. And you don't want to be... I get it that there's some kids that have the elite kid that's like doing really well and it's so awesome to see, but there are some kids that just want to go out and have a hit, and those kids shouldn't have to feel intimidated for being out there against other kids who are like, amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
So we want to create an environment that's it's welcoming for everyone. Like all the kids have fun.
Well, just touching on that quickly, like I was down at the Melville Pitch and Putt Golf Centre, and Scott and myself were just hitting a couple of balls, and we ended up catching up to this little, I think it was a little Indian fella or whatever, just with his mum and dad, and I just said, "Oh, were you guys down here last week?" And they're like, "Oh, what for?" And I was like, "Oh, we do there's a comp that's down here for the juniors," and said, "Oh, like TGC, my name's Jimmy, just a bit of a, not a spiel, but just chatting." And they were like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. Like he's getting coached at Collier and, like he's really loving it and stuff like that." I said, "Well, here's like some details, like you should go to the next one." They messaged me the next day like, "Oh, they didn't write back to the email," and I was like, "That's okay, like it's all good." That was, I think, when we had Raw Perth.
Oh, they're all locked in now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I was like, and I think Roland reached out to me and said, "Oh, look, just tell him to email me," and it got all sorted. And then the event went by, and I thought, you know what? I was like, I'm just going to text her, and I said, "Hey, like, how did Kian go? Did he play well?" And she said, "Oh, he was a bit nervous. He didn't play his best. He was a bit upset, but a great event. Like, can't wait to go to the next one." And I said, "Oh, that's awesome." And I said, "Look, me personally, I don't have a child, but I was just like, I love to see the joy in kids, and I'm a big kid myself anyway, right?" But I said to her, "Oh, look, I'll be down at the next one. I'd love to walk a couple of holes, and just make sure that he stays in the moment and remembers it's just about having fun." So
that's the most important part. Just remember, have some fun. Enjoy yourself.
I definitely want to get involved in that as well. If I can come down and be a bit of a presence.
Yeah, man, 100%. Jump in.
Yeah,
we can do an extra pair of hands with all that sort of stuff. All right, I think that's enough for one night. We've got a lot to. Let's save some for the next episode.
Let's do our just quickly our grateful.
Yeah,
something that you're grateful for. I'm happy to go first. I've got mine.
You go first.
I am grateful that I support an amazing football team because. We're trending this year, and
no one wants to hear it.
To be over there in ChatGPT said they were like,
you're one meat pie away from a criminal record.
So just very, very grateful for the boys, and biggest club in the land, mate. Biggest club in the land.
Amazing. So. Well, I'm going to do the boss thing, the members thing, and say I am grateful for all of you people out there right now, or our whole community. I'm grateful for every single one of you. I love every single one of you, and I genuinely mean that, because without you guys, none of this happens.
This wouldn't be happening. So
thank you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to give you what you've been asking for. That's what the survey was about. And again, we will do that draw. It's not too late. Give us your feedback. It could change those figures a bit, but we can see there's a general picture being painted there.
Yep.
And gives us something to work towards for next year.
And I'm just going to leave you with this before we go. So a little saying that I looked up this week: your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So why are you still rehearsing worst case scenarios instead of your dream life? So put that up. We'll caption that. We'll put that. It's on the phone here, but we'll put that up. You can have a read and you can take it in the way you want. But it's good to be back. Lots unpacked. Ryder Cup's coming up. It's exciting. The next few events. Mount Lawley Major. Jimmy's dialing in. Look for me up the top of the leaderboard because I'm coming.
He means the bottom.
We're going to take out, flip it. So, but I appreciate you, dog, as always.
I appreciate you too, my man.
Look to be getting back soon.
Awesome, man. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember, please give us a subscribe, give us a like. I hate saying that shit, but what you don't realize is that it actually helps. Helps everything with the channel and what we're doing. So, and if you want to jump on as a guest, get in the comments below. Let us know.
And remember, go Pies.
Don't go Pies. Go on, Freo.
1, 2, 3, 4.